people of color have been kept out of all official processes of meaning making, again, for the entire history of print. So, really, any effort to involve those communities in documentation is really actually liberation. It's incredibly important, and it's really difficult to overstate, to be hyperbolic about it. So it's incredibly important. And just to give you, an anecdote from my research, these interviews that I'm doing now with Black professionals include a section where I walk them through a list of terms that arise from African American language and ask them to, tell me, like, what do they mean? How do you use this term? It's like a metalinguistic, interview. And I go through like a long list, and I get to this word in the middle, and one of my interviewees stops and says, like, what's wrong with this? Like, I asked them about what had happened was, tell me what had happened, what that means. And she's like, what's wrong with that? We're in the middle of the interview. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with any of these words. What do you mean? And she's like, well, Finn is not a real word. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's in the dictionary. Not that makes that a real word, but the OED put this in the dictionary. And she was like, no, what are you talking about? I literally stopped what I was doing, pulled it up, showed her. She started to cry. Like, this was something like, are you serious? Like, my actual language, are you serious? Like, it's in the most official thing I could ever think of, the Oxford English Dictionary, like not even Webster, hate him, not even Webster, not even, right, like the Queen's English, like the real dictionary, like take every language ideology you've ever heard, like put all the most dangerous things like that we are trying to work against. But that's the thing, is like, it matters to see these words. Like, it is healing for communities to see their language in print in this way. So it's like, yes, we want to challenge prescriptivism. Yes, we want to resist standard language ideologies that say you put something in the dictionary and that makes it real. You put something in the dictionary and that's its meaning forever and it's stable, and this was the only way people said it. But when you see what it does for people when they see their language represented in that way, I'll never stop doing it. I'll never stop encouraging people to, everyone who's listening to this right now, like, you're asking how to get involved, think about the words that you use and go type them into those forms. Record your own voice saying them. Spend as much time as you possibly can trying to get your own experience represented in this form, because these people who are here are invested in making sure that they have the richest and fullest representation of the English language. And that involves every space that it has touched in the world for the history of time. And we have never had the opportunity to do that in the way that we do now, right? With the entire connected globe, with recordings, with TikToks, with all these things that we're talking about, with all these ways that people are making meaning. We've been doing this since the beginning of time, but we've never been able to capture it. We've never been able to study it. We've never been able to think about it. It is really fantastic and challenging. And it's just, you see, I'm getting worked up. And so, yeah, I really, from my heart, come to this from the place of just the biggest nerd who wants just to look at it. I just want to see the language, right? And so for me, that's like, let's get it. Everybody start talking, start thinking, send it in, because it isn't complete until we have it all, right? And so let's fill the gaps in, and the gaps are from all of us who have never been here from the very beginning, right? So it's really important. And the people who are here are taking it super seriously.